Yes, welcome everyone to this another episode of our talk show. And today we have Miss Pratiksha Singh with us. So, first of all, I would like you to introduce yourself, Pratiksha. No, Pratiksha, I'm unable to hear you.
Hello.
Yes, now you're
Yes, ma'am.
audible. You
Now,
can just introduce yourself.
yes. Hello, guys. Hello, everyone. And hello, ma'am. It's Pratiksha Singh, and I live in Delhi with my parents. And I have just completed my graduation in 1 year back. And after that, I'm doing my MA English. I'm pursuing MA English from IGNU. And but during that time, I have done some internships also, but they were not for long duration. I have done these internships in one NGO and also in one admin office. And now I have done this internship in Ananta Resource Management, and I have done completed my internship in some 5 months. As I took some holidays, that's why it took a little bit more time for me to complete the internship. So yes, ma'am. This is the introduction.
Okay, good to know about all that, Pratiksha. So, now I want you to describe this whole internship experience briefly.
Okay, ma'am. So, ma'am, I started my internship like in end of April, and first of all, I found the this all internship on internshalas. I was looking for internships, and also the Ananta Resource Management was the only one which was so like active to call like on early basis for internship and all the interview. So as soon as I applied for the internship, I got a call from Ananta Resource already. And after that, I started my internship in April end. And from there, I was first in CMC, where Rahat ma'am was the team leader. And in CMC, I was only for 1 month as a resume sourcer, where I used to source resumes from different job portals like Monster and our job, this Naukri portals and various other portals. And after that, I was shifted to CHHC, where my team coordinate or ATL was Sudiksha ma'am. And while in that HHC, it was the most time where I've spent it, like 4 months. Or like all out of all the duration of my internship, where I have done the work of detail verifier, where I used to call people and take their details. After that, I became the submitter, and submitter was the last stage where I used to shortlist some resumes, and after that, pass them to the clients according to their specific needs. Like if they want in a specific area field or in specific account section or in CAs for like according to the demands of the client, we used to provide them the resumes out of the shortlisted ones.
All right, Pratiksha. And how the things changed? So you were since switched initially in the beginning of this internship, you were working in some other team, and then after some time you were shifted to the other team. So, like, what was that in the first team? What were your roles, responsibilities? And then in the second team, you said detail verifier, then submitter. So, how the things went for you? How difficult or easy that transition phase was for you?
It was not that difficult because I already was doing this work in CMC of sourcing resumes for 1 month. So sourcing resumes is not that difficult work. We just have to download some resumes and just upload them on Urwin portal on which we work. but the main work starts when we become like a detail verifier from first one, like from CMC group to HFC. Like in CMC, I didn't had this responsibility to contact with candidates or call them or take their details. I just needed to fill some details, all the details from the resumes in the Urwin detail that were needed in the Urwin software. But when we became this detail verifiers, that is like it's a little bit difficult stage, and also I was very nervous and scared to talk to the candidates. Like I haven't ever worked like that. I worked or to call people. So at the beginning, it was very scary. Like when ma'am was helping us to practice, I wasn't even able to practice also. I used to forget the lines or what I have to ask. Like I usually had to keep the script with me all the time. But the seniors and teachers, Diksha ma'am, they all like helped us. Like this demo calling session really helped us, because of that we were able to like perform different this conversation with different peoples accordingly. So they used to perform, we used to perform in that demo calling. So that really helped me. So after that, after 1 week, it was easier when we ourselves started calling the candidates. So it became easier. So that was a little bit difficult part when we became detail verifiers. After that, that was also going good. And after that, when we become submitters, then there's a little bit more, not difficult, but a little bit challenging, because there we have to contact with the clients also. So at that stage, you have to become more active about what the need of the client is. You cannot just do vague work, because in CMC, sometimes what we used to do, we sometimes we used to miss some of the informations while uploading. It has been like that in CMC, but when we have where we are submitters, we have to be very accurate, because we have to like send many resumes to the client according to the need, and also make sure that out of all the pool of this resumes, the client select the perfect one according to their demand. So yes, that is also a little bit challenging, because I specifically sent many resumes to specific these clients, but they didn't like anyone. So it's a bit challenging that we have to find again and again new candidates for the clients.
Correct, that is true. Then, apart from this, any other challenges you faced or any other problems you faced in this 5 months
No,
tenure?
ma'am, there was no problem. Just a problem, not a basic problem, but just that we have to like we were doing this internship from work from home. So just the thing was that we have to be available all the time. Like there's anytime there's meeting. There was nothing like that timetable formed that after this we don't have to work. Sometime it took like 10:30 or 11 for like when we are taking meetings and team meeting. So that was a bit hectic part, because we have to do other works also. Studies were also going, and also we have to do eat food and all that. Only in that time, like in managing time, that is the challenging problem. But other than that, there was nothing. Everyone is very supportive. Like the seniors also, they were very supportive. Were already working before us, so because of they were also helpful, and also the ATLs. So the environment is obviously very good of Ananta Resource Management. Yes, ma'am.
All right, so work environment was good in terms of you got proper support, guidance from your
Yes,
seniors,
yes,
from the
ma'am.
team
Totally.
members. Okay, that is something good. And then what other tools you learned? One tool you mentioned, that Urwin software
Yes,
you
ma'am.
used in this internship. Any other tool you learned? And I want to know, like, how was your daily schedule? How many hours you invested? So, what other tools you learned apart from this Urwin? You are on mute, Pratiksha.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry,
Oh,
got mute. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Like Urwin was the first application that we learned, which is also very why like very with dynamic features, like we can find any resume like accordingly with search options. So Urwin is some other application, like Urwin is something which we have to specifically use in this work only, but like this Microsoft Teams was something new which I wasn't aware about earlier, which I learned with like in Ananta Resource Management. Also all the MS applications like MS Form also, like I wasn't aware, but when it was the time for me to give induction, I used it, I tried it, I worked it. So it was very good to use MS Forms, then MS Outlook, then MS Planner also. I have also prepared these presentations on this, and I have also learned Canva. I have used Canva earlier also, but when we were preparing presentations about that, so you have to be much more aware about the application. So at that time, I explored that application also more. So these were the applications, and also the Excel training which I took. I have completed till advanced Excel, sorry, intermediate one, but because of some issue, I wasn't able to attend class. Like I usually have this coaching, so that's why I used to wasn't able to attend intermediate Excel classes because it was in morning 11 to 12, and at that time I used to have this coaching class. So because of that, I wasn't able to attend this intermediate much more. Otherwise, I have learned till Excel also till basic one and half of this intermediate. And I used to devote 7 to 8 hours, but it was mainly 7 hours only because I used to have this coaching part. So I used to invest my time accordingly. Like after 1 to like 12 or 1, I used to start my work till whatever time it goes. Because there was after becoming submitter, you also have this responsibility to schedule interviews with different people and candidates and with clients. So accordingly, the time use I used to manage.
all right, 7 to 8 hours. Okay. And then also some workshops they were held for you, like you mentioned that Excel session,
Yes,
then
ma'am.
other soft skill sessions, goal setting workshop, technical sessions. So, what is your take on those workshops? How do you think about those sessions?
They were
Have they
also
benefited you?
interesting. Yeah, yes, ma'am. Specifically, the goal setting workshop also. Like out of all the work, we had this goal setting workshop in which we actually talked on general things with Mukesh sir, who used to usually tell us what we actually are doing and what we actually should do and how we must and we can like manage our day-to-day busy life, like after making a timetable or just also relaxing, meditating. Like sir used to tell us everything, how we can, as being a student also, or if like in this Ananta Resource Management, there are different people of different age group. So accordingly, sir used to tell how people can manage and out of busy schedule, how can you give. Sir used to tell us to have this 10 to 30 minutes or like accordingly one magic hour in which we have to divide our time accordingly for our favorite things. If we want to watch something or we want to listen some music or we want to read one book or one chapter. So accordingly, we need to manage this 1 hour. So I did try to do it, but it wasn't continued because of all the work. But it was also good. Like like with that workshop also, we got to know that this is also how we can manage, and with that one, how can we relax with things we want to do. So these were the workshop, I guess, goal setting workshop. And there were some in starting also, there were some these inductions of these technical these sorry tools which we used to work. And these the ma'ams used to tell us about these applications, so that was also useful because that only helped us how we can use these different applications, all these Microsoft Teams planners. So these were the applications and the workshop which I have attended. And also the this presentation workshop that you only used to take cars, and that was also very helpful because earlier I wasn't even able to speak very nicely, and also you were very this nervous to talk in front of people. Where but in this presentation already there were 20 to 30 people if you are giving presentation, so it was much easier. Like by time it got easier for me to speak in front of people and be better at giving presentations.
That is good, good to know. So basically, you faced, I can say, you faced some challenges, but also you were able to overcome those like
Yes, ma'am.
problems
Sure.
that were there. That is something good. Even like with constant practice, this internal presentations, that nervousness, how to
Yes,
remove,
ma'am.
how to be confident. And even you said no, that client also, that client interaction part, that was a bit
Yes,
difficult, but
ma'am.
with the support of your teammates you were able to manage the things and you were
Yes,
able to
ma'am.
perform well.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
also the
Those didn't
targets
follow.
that were given to you were able to achieve those targets? How easy or how
Uh,
difficult those targets were?
Ma'am, it was a bit challenging, according to because sometimes there used to be some like very specific demand of the client that they want specific industry, specific work, specific background or years of work or education. So at that time, it was challenging to do work. But other than that, it was not that challenging to interact with the clients or do the work.
And even you were able to achieve your targets as well?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I was able in starting. I was doing very good. I also received one medal for that to like for working good in those submission part. Yes, ma'am. I was like throughout that work, I was able to do the work. Sometime it's not the same like every day. In sometimes there was like I wasn't able to submit the resumes because sometimes the candidates are not available or there is no resume that we want like if, according to our demand. So at that time I wasn't able to complete my target, but I used to make sure that at least half of the target I must complete. Not yes, ma'am, I just tried my best to complete half of the target, not full also then.
And also you have achieved one award also,
Yes,
medal
ma'am.
also in this 5 months. That
Yes,
is
ma'am.
something amazing. And then do you have any suggestions, Pratiksha, how we can improve the things here?
Ma'am, everything is going nicely, but just in that only that in CMC time, like when it's the starting part, like I was also in that CMC group. So at that time we have this target also, right? Like that we have to upload 30 resumes, but also uploading 30 resumes, we have to also update those 30 details of those 30 candidates that we have. So if that can be reduced, then the work can be done efficiently and effectively. Like this candidate, the students and interns also do what that they miss some of the details because there are so many resumes now that some of the details are missed because are like that we have to just complete 30 of these resumes and just upload them on the Urwin application. So like if the work is like this, that you have to do 20 resumes, but you have to fill all the details perfectly. And the team coordinator or the ATLs just check over them that yes, they have done. So after that, in every stage, like when we have detail verifiers, so we don't have to go through and like check every detail. We know that it is already done. So this is only the suggestion so that the work can go smoothly, because when I was also submitter, there was some issue of that people were just putting notes and not filling details and taking confirmations. So this was only the issue, nothing
Okay,
else,
okay.
ma'am.
I have taken a note of your suggestion, Pratiksha, and surely we'll consider it and we'll just do the needful. So, yes, anything else apart from this?
No, ma'am, nothing else. Everything was like according to the expectation, and also it was my first official internship. So I haven't like worked like this in other internships. I was working, but that was some different work. So this was the work in which I actually interacted with people out of the organization in the organization also. So this was different experience and according to the expectation.
That is something good. And now my last thing is you just have to give us a rating. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how you would rate this overall internship experience? And would you like to recommend us to your friends, to your colleagues? How strongly would you recommend us?
Yes, ma'am. I would like to give 8.5 out of 10 out of all the things, just some lagging parts or that no target one parts. And I have already suggested many of my friends to do this internship already because it's very helpful and it's the most important thing that we get to learn so many things in just 3 months of time. Like the actual duration is 3 months of time, but also there's this option that you can extend it. So like in that time also we get a lot of things to explore. We get to learn applications, other softwares, and also this role that we get at every stage of first resume sourcer, then submitter, detail verifier. So in just a small span of time, you get to know a lot of experience and work. So yes, ma'am, I have, and I will also in future obviously suggest people to work in internship in Ananta Resource Management.
Yes, thank you so much, Pratiksha, for your time, for giving us such a good rating. And on behalf of the entire team at Ananta Resource Management, I wish you all the very best. May this internship help you kickstart your career. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.